Turkish Airlines Euroleague in association with
After a shock defeat to upstart Asvel on the road in round 2, can the Greens of Panathinaikos come roaring back at home tonight? For their part, Milan are looking to build on last week's victory over the Greens of a different outfit, Žalgiris Kaunas. This evening, 2 of Europe's premier point guards take center stage in Athens as 2-time All-Euroleague first-teamer Nick Kalaitis squares up against 2-time Euroleague champion Sergio Rodriguez. At the end of a 40-minute battle, which floor general will be celebrating tonight? It's round 3 in the Turkish Airlines Euroleague as 6-time champions Panathinaikos play host to 3-time title holders Olimpia Milano at the Waka. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the capital of Greece. Kalispera to any Greek speakers joining us tonight, and a very warm buonasera to any fans of Olimpia Milano. It's round 3 action in the Turkish Airlines Euroleague as tonight's 2 teams look to secure their 2nd win of the new campaign. You can see these scenes filmed earlier tonight as the Milan players make their way here into the Waka, this arena built for the 2004 Olympics, the home of Panathinaikos. The Milan players look very focused indeed as they make their way into the away team changing room. There's Aaron White, one of 5 new signings with Milan tonight. And here is Andrea Cinciarini, the captain, as we talk to the coach, Messina.
They have a deep team, and of course the pick and roll is one of their best weapons. Here you need to be patient. The atmosphere is always very, very warm, at least, and so you need to play a game with a lot of focus if you want to have a chance to win.
Well, good comments there from Coach Messina. Some might say the Waka is inhospitable if you are the visitors. And these, of course, the players from the home side. Panathinaikos, there'll be some new faces for you, as Pana have made 6 signings in the offseason. That one there, one of them, Jimmer Fredette, who makes his way into Europe for his first season as professional. And everybody knows that man there, Nick Kalaitis, the floor general for Panathinaikos, as they look to secure a win at home here tonight against Milan. We'll get a chance to talk to their coach, Coach Panathinaikos, before tip-off and get his sentiments on what his team needs to do to win. As we go to Coach right now and get his thoughts on tonight's game.
Βασικό στοιχείο θα είναι το rebound για μας, το αμυντικό μας rebound.
Definitely the defensive rebounds will play an important role.
Η δημιουργία Ροντρίγκες, Μίτσοφ και Σκόλα, θα έχουμε δουλειά εκεί πέρα. Είναι 3 παιδιά που ουσιαστικά παίρνουν τις δημιουργίες για την Armani και θα έχουμε δουλειά ώστε να προσπαθήσουμε και να μπορέσουμε να περιορίσουμε όσο γίνεται.
And definitely we have to contain 3 players that have a great job in creativity in Armani. We're talking about Rodriguez, Scola, and Mitsov. These are the 3 players that we have to take care of on defense.
Well, those are the thoughts of Coach Panathinaikos at the helm of Panathinaikos this season. And we bring you live images from inside the Waka for round 3 action as Panathinaikos of Athens play host to Olimpia Milano from Italy. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome now as we show you the fixtures as we begin round 3 on a Thursday night. Our game right there in the middle, Panathinaikos versus Olimpia Milano. You can see the other games in store for you throughout the Turkish Airlines Euroleague as we commence round 3. We'll bring you a prize of different scores from around the league as we go through tonight's telecast between Panathinaikos and Milan. Well, here's how things shake down in the table so far after 2 games. The defending champions CSKA Moscow, a perfect 2-0 at the top of the table. A revamped outfit in Barcelona, also 2-0. And the new boys on the block, Asvel, sit in 3rd position with that 2-0 record. And tonight's 2 teams bring a 1-1 record into tonight's game as they are both in search of their 2nd win in the 2019-2020 season. Well, Coach Panathinaikos talked about 3 players who will feature for Milan in Rodriguez, Scola, and Mitsov, all 3 of them veterans. As you can see, this is Jeff Brooks in his 5th Euroleague season, his 2nd season with the club. Brooks had 14 points last week in a win over Žalgiris. And here, Luis Scola in his 8th Euroleague season at 39 years young. The last time he played in this arena in the colors of Baskonia back in the Final Four of 2007. Sergio Rodriguez in his 1st season here with Milan, 10th Euroleague season. The 33-year-old is 5th all-time in assists with 1,105. And here's a look at his week last week with 17 points and 6 assists in that win over Žalgiris. Rodriguez, also a defending champion right now. He lifted the EuroLeague crown last year with CSKA. Well, speaking of lifting the EuroLeague crown, it was Nick Kalaitis, the EuroLeague champion back in 2011 with Panathinaikos. Kalaitis 7th all-time in assists with over 1,000 as well. Here's the new young man, Jimmer Fredette. Just his 1st year in Europe at 30 years of age. And Deshaun Thomas, the 22-year-old, will look to square up against Luis Scola. Thomas, in his 6th EuroLeague season, has scored double digits in 15 of his last 16 games, including 22 points in that loss to Asvel Villabon last week. Well, I'm really looking forward to this contest as Thomas will test his mettle against Luis Scola at some stage in the next 40 minutes. Of course, we've itemized the lineup and a matchup between these two. Rodriguez on the right and Kalaitis on the left. And as I mentioned, both of these players in the top 10 all-time with assists. Kalaitis sits 7th with 1,020. He led the EuroLeague last year with over 8 assists. And Rodriguez sits in 5th position with 1,105. And here is how the numbers look when they go against each other. So Rodriguez with perhaps a slight advantage in points. As you get a look at a shakedown of numbers between 2 of the premier point guards on the continent of Europe. Well, my name is Liam Canny. As ever, it is my pleasure to be with you tonight as we show you the roster for the visitors. Mitsov needs just about 15 minutes of action to get to 5,000 minutes of play. We'll try to keep you up to date with that. Aaron White, one of the new signings from Žalgiris, so athletic. He'll help Scola rebound. He'll provide some athleticism around the pivot that Scola will provide. We'll bring the lineup here for Panathinaikos, who have 6 new signings of their own. Tyrese Rice, one of them, makes his return to EuroLeague. Johnson, Brown, and Fredette, also new to the club, but it's the veteran there. Nick Kalaitis will have the ball in his hands for most of the 40 minutes of action. Well, the PA announcer will bring the players out onto the floor in advance of tonight's tip-off. The visitors, Olimpia Milano, will take their position first. They make their 12th appearance in the modern Turkish Airlines EuroLeague. They have that 1-1 record. They lost their opening game to Bayern on the road in Bavaria, but won last week against Žalgiris, 85-81. Rodriguez pacing them with 17 points. In the history of the club, they are 3-time champions, but you've got to go back a long time. 66, the first title lifted by the Little Red Shoes, and then back-to-back in 87 and 88 when Bob McAdoo was a leading scorer for Milan. There's Coach Messina, Ettore Messina, who leads the Risorgimento, the reorganization of the club, as they try to get back to the lofty heights that they've known so well. Panathinaikos players, it's always such a great atmosphere and event here in the Waka. As the music starts to play, and hopefully we'll show you the images that are on the Jumbotron here. This arena, built for the 2004 Olympics. It hosted the 2007 EuroLeague Final Four. Seats just over 18,000. Panathinaikos won that Final Four in 2007. They beat Baskonia in the semifinals. Baskonia, of course, had Luis Scola, who played in the post. That's the last time Scola has been in the building, back in 2007, as he makes his return to the EuroLeague after having spent many of his years playing in the States. Pana make their 19th appearance in the modern era of the Turkish Airlines Euroleague. They won their opening game against Crvena Zvezda, 87-82. Kalaitis with 21 points, and Deshaun Thomas pitched in 18 to secure the win. But as we mentioned in our opening comments, Pana lost last week to ASVEL, 79-78. Thomas had a double deuce, 22, but it wasn't enough to get the win on the road, which brings Pana back here home to Athens in search of their second victory. Pana also known by the nickname Six-Starred because they've won this competition on 6 occasions in 96, 2000, 2002, 2007, 09, and then most recently 2011. Last year, Pana finished with a winning record, 16-14 in 6th position. They advanced to the playoffs, but were swept by Real Madrid 3-0. As for Olimpia Milano, it's been slow progress. 3 seasons ago, they finished last in 16th. 2 years ago, 15th. Last year, 12th. So they're making their way up the table as Coach Messina and Coach Panathinaikos make their way to midcourt to embrace and wish each other the best of luck in advance of tonight's tip-off. So we'll see what Messina can do as he returns to his home of Italy after having spent 5 years in the States. There certainly is no more experienced coach available to Milan. Messina won this competition on 4 different occasions, 2 years with Bologna and twice with CSKA Moscow in 06 and in 08. Here's a look at the tail of the tape between tonight's 2 combatants. Pana 82.5 points as compared to 74.5 for Milan. Look at the turnovers though, both teams 15 turnovers for Pana. They're down near the bottom of the table, and 13.5 for Milan, so neither coach will be pleased with those 2 stats. The free throw percentage, Pana, not great. You know, you'd love to shoot in the high 70s as a team. As you see Coach Panathinaikos on the left and Coach Messina on the right. Coach Panathinaikos in his 3rd stint with Panathinaikos. He's a 3-time Greek League Best Coach of the Year. And the Athenian takes over at the helm of Pana. Coach Messina, as we said, no stranger to this competition. He's lifted the crown 4 times, twice with Bologna and twice with CSKA Moscow. He's been a 2-time EuroLeague Coach of the Year in those 2 seasons he spent with CSKA in 2006 and 2008. The starting 5 for the visitors. It's Rodriguez at the point, Mitsov, White, Brooks, and Scola. So White will provide some athleticism and some length around Scola, who is a traditional back to the basket post player. Can knock down a jump shot if he faces, but he wants to bump and grind in the low post. And Deshaun Thomas and Papagiannis will try to limit his influence inside as Pana come out with Fredette, Kalaitis, Thomas, Papagiannis, and Jonas Papapetrou as their starting 5. Well, the Athenians starting to find their voice here in the Waka as they try to urge the Greens on to victory. Milan always with flash kits. You expect no less in a club sponsored by Armani. So Milan will come out in the black kits. Pana will come out in the white. It's the 19th time these 2 teams have gone head-to-head. Pana with a decided 13-5 advantage. In fact, Pana have won 5 of the last 6 encounters, but these 2 teams split last year. And for Milan fans, you can take comfort in the fact that your club won in Athens right here in the Waka, 86-83 last season. Gudaitis had 20 points in securing the win, but Gudaitis is a scratch tonight for Milan with an injury. Pana come out with a full lineup with the exception of Ian Vujukis, although Vujukis did go through a warm-up. He is ill. Haven't seen yet if he is kitted out on the bench. And as become the custom for EuroLeague, the players will pause here at center court as we honor the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague theme song. Well, with the pleasantries in the book, we can get ready for 40 minutes of action. Here's tonight's officiating crew, the three wise men who will oversee proceedings. So referees will leave their domestic league and they'll get on planes, trains, and automobiles to travel to one of the venues throughout Europe. It's 18 teams from 10 different countries and 15 cities in the Turkish Airlines Euroleague. This season, of course, the league expands to 18 teams, so plenty of action coming your way in this 20th anniversary of the Turkish Airlines Euroleague. The ball's in the air, we're underway. First possession to the visitors as Milan come out in the black uniforms and Panathinaikos in the home whites. Pan to settle in to man-to-man defense. Mitsov gets to the low post and kicks. Rodriguez around the pick of Scola, keeps his dribble alive, hangs, drops it pass inside to Luis Scola. And that is exactly what Coach Panathinaikos talked about, is the ball screen action of Rodriguez and Scola as Milan record the first basket. Papagiannis with a devastating pick up top. Manages to hang on to the basketball as the shot clock is running down. Fredette with a scoop shot. Well, Jimmer Fredette is renowned as an outside shooter. He knocked down 4 of 6 threes last week. That one a scoop and score. Scola gets called for the travel. We've got our first turnover of the night. Scola looking at the master as if to say, what did I do? Messina says, don't worry, but someone's going to tell him to get back and play defense. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You can see how Mitsov is really trying to stick close to Kalaitis. It's a good matchup. The runner by Kalaitis up and good because Mitsov's got good length. Certainly longer defensively than Rodriguez. Rodriguez moves over to the 2-guard to pick up Fredette on defense. Comes back to get the ball in his hands now. Sergio. Bounce pass inside to Scola. And Scola's right-handed jump hook rattles out. So 2 early touches for the Argentine. Fredette weaves. Oh, he sends it up! And Papagiannis with the send it down. Well, Jimmer Fredette just threw it up to the rack. And Papagiannis goes up to get it. The youngster, Papagiannis, scores over Luis Scola. He might be on Twitter tonight letting all his friends know that he scored over the legend of Luis Scola as Rodriguez comes back and knocks down the mid-range jump shot. Thomas in the halo. Left-handed hook, no good. Scola with the defensive rebound for Milan. Gets it across the midcourt stripe and then finds the point guard. Rodriguez kicks to Scola, who lines up and takes a long look at a 3, and it rims out. You could hear Kalaitis wants it quickly, says let's go to Papagiannis, and go he does. As Aaron White deflects the ball out of bounds. Nick Kalaitis, 30 years of age in his 8th EuroLeague season, wants to go up tempo. It must be so much fun to play with, because if you're open anywhere in the building, he'll find you. This pass. Tries to find Papagiannis as Aaron White holds him. Each team now in the book. You can see there how Aaron White, a little chicken wing to hang on. As Kalaitis knocks the ball off of Scola's back. Mitsov with a bump. Well, Scola's got his back to the ball. He can consider himself lucky. How many times have you seen players throw it up the back of a defender, get it, and lay it up and in? Papapetrou, top of the key, probes. Thomas, extra pass to Kalaitis, shot clock running down. Kalaitis lost the handle, and Deshaun Thomas has to be better there. You can see Kalaitis saying to Thomas, shoot it. You know, Kalaitis is a highly skilled player, but he's not the best of outside shooters, so don't give him the ball with the shot clock running down when he's spotting up in the corner for a 3. Rodriguez kicks, his pass finds the hands of Mitsov. Mitsov rises for a three at the top of the key and knocks it down. You can hear the instructions coming from the sideline. Fredette comes off a stagger screen. Rodriguez digs in to defend. Finds space, does Fredette, lets fly, and that rattles out. Well, the Athenian fans starting to find their voices, starting to beat the drums as they add to the atmosphere here in this arena. Scola lets fly, count it! Luis Scola 1 for 2 from the top of the arc. And Coach Panathinaikos wants to make a change. He's not happy with somebody's defensive closeout. So somebody's going to come out as the sub reports to the scorer's table. Kalaitis scoop and score, and it falls. So languid with the ball sometimes is Nick Kalaitis. Rodriguez injecting some pace. And Rodriguez just manufactures that basket out of nothing. The alley-oop intended for Papagiannis, can't convert at the first time of asking, but some determined play by the young Greek. He gets his miss and sticks it back in. Georgios Papagiannis with 4. Scola, can he make another? Yes, he can! And this is where Papagiannis is going to struggle, because Scola will bring him away from the basket and knock down those shots. He is a traditional back to the basket Scola, but you cannot leave him alone. As you saw right there, 2 threes from Scola to send both sets of players to their benches. Well, game on to the Turkish Airlines Euroleague. We are in the 20th anniversary in the modern era of the European Championships of basketball, and you see an old school shot from Luis Scola, 39 years of age, knocking down threes, trying to defend inside against the youngster Papagiannis. Determined effort there by Georgios Papagiannis, but he's being schooled right now by Scola, who's taking him away from the basket. Well, fans, remember, we've got 18 teams in the competition this year. They hail from 10 different countries and 15 cities in the continent of Europe's premier basketball competition. Right now, the visitors Milan up 5 on the road, on the back of a couple of threes from Luis Scola. Fans, remember, you can track all the live in-game statistics on the Euroleague website. It's all the w's.euroleague.net. Just click on the link to tonight's game and track the stats as you watch the images and listen to the sounds of the continent of Europe's premier basketball competition. Fredette between the circles, probes on the left hand. Thomas steps back. He'll shoot a left-handed three. That's no good. Wesley Johnson in the game with the rebound. And the second opportunity now, Kalaitis will let fly with a three, and that strikes the iron. Quick outlet to Rodriguez. And Aaron White draws the offensive foul, and this is what Nick Kalaitis is all about. He's such an intelligent player. He'll find a way to win in so many ways. Aaron White just goes and bumps him a little bit. That's what coaches teach you to do to the bigs. Get to the halo and put somebody on your back. Well, Kalaitis falls to his back and draws the offensive foul call. And I promise you right now, Aaron White's going to go talk to a teammate as if to say, what are you kidding me? Well, big steps out in White and bigger steps in Caleb Tarzuski. As we see the young fans here on a Thursday night in Athens. Just past the midway mark of the opening stanza. Oh, great pass inside to Papa Petru. He can't convert, but Wesley Johnson's in the house. And with the flush, Johnson gets his name in the scorebook for his first points of the evening. Mitsov called for the travel. It's the second turnover against Milan. Check that, it's the third turnover against Milan. As we mentioned in our opening comments, turnovers have blighted these two teams. As Johnson rises and emotes on the stick back. Thomas to the left-handed hook, no good. Now both sets of coaches have got substitutes in the game. Mitsov trying to find space for his jump shot. There it is. And that's off the mantle. Pass ahead to Johnson. You can hear Kalita saying, let's go. Wants to inject some tempo. Kalitas hooks a pass to Papapetru, who rises for the three. That hits the heel of the rim. Johnson again with a stick back. And he pumps his fist to his teammates, as if to say, this is the contribution I can make. Michael Roll in the game for Milan. That three from distance, no good. And Kalitas with a long pass ahead to Thomas, who flushes. Great fast break basketball from Pana. We talked about this with Aaron White. You know, coaches want you to run the floor, go halo to halo as a big, be a rim runner. And then Thomas sticks his armpits in the rim for the easy two for Pana. Well, here's your score as Coach Messina takes a timeout. Athens up a point here at home.
Can we change the side of the offense quickly? All right, quickly. Can we box out? Your guy already has 2 offensive rebounds and 2 baskets. I cannot tolerate this anymore because you cost us the game. Okay, that's not possible. Luis, and Paul for Caleb and him. Okay? Let's go. Come on, fellas. Come on, fellas. Hey. First play is 5 roll blue. Okay? 5 roll blue. Ready to go.
Well, tough lesson there for Caleb Tarczewski, but it's this man here, Jacob Wiley, who's going to keep Caleb Tarczewski on the bench. That's tough for Tarczewski because he's rotating from the help side to help out and contest a shot. But Wiley with 2 stick backs. And that'll put Tarczewski in the Casa del Cane, the doghouse for Coach Messina. Tarczewski in his 2nd season with the club. Now, Milan with an offense. Scola comes back into the game. What a block by Wiley. Scola with the head fake and he travels. Spot on here. He did shuffle his feet, but Jacob Wiley making his presence known on both ends of the floor. The dribble drive attempt, and Wiley just pins it against the backboard. Great swat by Jacob Wiley. Perfect timing, and then Scola just shuffled his feet. Well, Wiley providing some energy offensively and defensively off the bench for Pana. Draws a foul inside. It's the 2nd on Mitsov now. Mitsov's going to make his way out. Papapetru just shovels a pass inside. I don't see this. I think this is contact the referees could let go. I think Mitsov would agree with that as well, but he'll come out with his 2nd foul. Some zone defense here on the end line play, and an easy 2 for Pana, and a foul. It might very well be on Luis Scola. Well, Milan go to a 2-3, and usually you do this to protect your basket. But Papapetru attacks the seams of the zone, and then he attacks the rim and gets the N1. So this is a big minute, maybe 90 seconds from Pana. They score a fast break basket from Thomas. Jacob Wiley with a block shot on the other end. And Papa Petru with an easy deuce here. Rodriguez back at the helm for Milan. Michael Roll flashes to the ball. He's trying to get Scola in touch. Baliga flashes to the high post. Roll slides a pass inside. Good move by Baliga, but it won't fall. Scola with the offensive rebound. Lost it in a sea of white. Puts it back up and draws the foul. Well, I've been very impressed with the energy and enthusiasm here of Jacob Wiley, who's been around the backboard, around the rim. He's going to commit the foul here. Just left his feet too soon. Scola toes the line, and here's how you can help your club when you're going through a difficult passage here. Just get some points from the free throw line. Scola misses his first. As I mentioned the last time he was in this building back in 2007 in the Final Four when it was right here in Athens. He wore the colors then of Baskonia. And on the night, his club lost to Panathinaikos. Inside to Thomas. Rises no good, and again Wiley keeping it alive. Just out of bounds. How long can he continue to play at this tempo? Speaking of tempo, Rodriguez walks it across the midcourt stripe. Rodriguez drops a pass to Michael Roll, who runs into Johnson and kicks it back out. Shot clock running down. Now, Rodriguez got to make something happen. He's going to go at Thomas, get in the lane, high off the board and no good. Tyrese Rice with the outlet. High arching pass! And Johnson can't convert. Back comes Roll. Good tempo here, up and down action to pass. Well, Rodriguez maybe a little bit too unselfish. Tried to return the ball back to Scola, and it's deflected out of bounds. Good end-to-end play by both teams. Just a minute to go, or just over a minute to go here in the opening stanza. Hannah up a bucket. Oh, Rodriguez turns the corner, feeds Scola. Can't make it in the first time. The second's good. You know, Scola plays the game at his age now below the rim, so he's got to use his body to good effect. Had a good seal there. And they got himself in good position for the offensive rebound. Johnson lets fly from the three-point line, no good. Just inside a minute, knotted up at 18 each. Tyrese Rice makes his return to the Turkish Airlines Euroleague. A little shake and shimmy there from Rodriguez, and Rice says, no, we'll just make a foul here. And there it is. So Scola, again, very much below the rim. But he's got to use his body well, his experience. Rodriguez lines up a three, knocks it down. So Milan have weathered a storm here that Pana threw at them. Kalaitis back in the game for Panathinaikos. Rice directing traffic from the sideline. Gets in the lane, steps through. Shot's no good, and it's that man, Jacob Wiley, with another offensive rebound and another stick back. Wiley with 4 rebounds, all of them offensive. And he's keeping the scoreboard ticking over. Now Milan up 1, want to finish the first quarter with the final score. Rodriguez, hesitation dribble. Roll, finds space, lets fly, count it! Michael Roll with a big 3 to end the first quarter. Milan on the road looking for their second win. Michael Roll just with some great lateral movement to knock down the 3 over Tyrese Rice. Well, here's your score at the end of the first quarter. Milan up 4 on the road in Athens. Well, first quarter highlights in what has been a thoroughly entertaining game of basketball as 3-time champions Milan visit 6-time title holders Panathinaikos. Jimmer Fredette with a dribble drive and score. We're so used to him knocking him down from the outside. As Mitsov shows us, Fredette shows he could share it as well. Luis Scola knocked down 2 threes. Both of them from basically the same spot. Kalaitis showing he can score and assist. Some transition basketball by Rodriguez. And some determined play here by Papagiannis, who scores in a sea of black jerseys. There's a second three from Luis Scola, who finishes the quarter with 11 points. But that man there, Jacob Wiley for Pana, no doubt has been the man of the quarter. Wiley with 4 offensive rebounds and 6 points. Great assist here on the end line out of bounds from Papapetru. And after 10 minutes of play, Milan up by 4. They had to weather a purple patch of good play from Pana, leading the battle of the boards despite those 4 offensive rebounds from Wiley. And Scola reeling back the years. He's got 11 points, scoring inside and out. 6 from the perimeter. 1 free throw. It's all about, for Coach Messina, how he paces the Argentine who represented his country this summer in the FIBA World Cup. He's the last of that golden generation of Argentinian players with international honors, to include Prigioni, Manu Ginobili. Still playing at the top level, Luis Scola. First possession here to Pana. Bentel drives. Was he in the act of shooting, or was it before? Bentel, one of 6 new signings. There's the bump by Baliga. I'm not sure if he's in the act of shooting. We'll see what the referees say. Yeah, possession, and they've got that right. Oh, look away pass along the baseline. Bentel powers it up, but it's no good. So mercurial with the ball in his hands. Rodriguez. Shot just struck the front of the rim. Long pass ahead. It's Wiley who beats everybody down the floor. And he brings his teammates and the fans off their feet. Jacob Wiley is energy personified. Now he's guarding the ball here. Baliga looks for help. Shot clock running down, baseline jumper. It's a 24-second shot clock violation against Milan. Moraschini couldn't get it off in time. So Milan, it's another turnover. Pana right now with 1 turnover. Milan with 4. The runner from Kalaitis is good. I'm not entirely sure it was a shot. He'll take it. So often we see him throw that alley-oop pass. Roll, slides a pass inside to Scola. Baliga clears out. And Kalaitis with the holding foul. You can see Paul Baliga just trying to get a seal on the undersized Kalaitis. And I'm not sure about this. Kalaitis will take it. You see him throw that alley-oop so often. Dino Mitalou steps in here for Pana. His first action of the night. Roll curls around the pick from the elbow. Nice action by Michael Roll as he uses the pick so effectively to set up the 15-foot jump shot. Milan stay in front. Rice keeps his dribble alive. Rice's runner goes. He's a magician with the basketball in his hands. Is Tyrese Rice, can really feel it. 2014 when he played for Maccabi. Was the Final Four MVP. That shot is off the mark by Rodriguez. Good hustle play. Bodies on the deck, but who comes out with it? Panathinaikos. It's Wesley Johnson who digs it out of the pile. Great hustle play by both sets of players. Jeff Brooks had it momentarily. And here's Rice. Look at the crossover and the foul by Rodriguez. They just stepped out of bounds. Tarczewski back in the game for Milan. Sets a screen for Rodriguez. Roll flashes back to the basketball. Mid-range jumper is good. Right now, Michael Roll living on jump shots. Keeps the scoreboard ticking over for the visitors. That shot hit every part of the rim but the bottom. And Tarczewski with the rebound. Nice pass ahead to Brooks. Scola exchanges the ball with Roll. His pass deflected into the hands of Kalaitis. Kalaitis finds Mitalou in transition, and Mitalou with the stuff. You just know when he's got the ball in his hands and his head up, Kalaitis is looking for somebody, looking for an easy score. And Mitalou profits from the assist. Scola goes to the jump hook, no good. Tarczewski can't tip it up and in. Rice's pass intended for Bentel. Finds somebody in the first row. Look at this one-handed pass from Kalaitis to hit Mitalou in stride. And look what the fans think of it. Why not? Rodriguez, he must be a nightmare to guard. And the teardrop falls over the defense of Jimmer Fredette. Fredette somehow gets it to Mitalou. His hook shot, no good. Fredette stays on the floor. Let's hope he's okay. The trailer, 5-on-4 right now for Milan. Roll shot is off the mark. White can't get the rebound, and back come Pana. Well, Kalaitis sees something. He calls the screen and a high pass. Kalaitis recognized that he had a mismatch because Aaron White was guarding him. And he threw a high pass to Johnson, who had Rodriguez on him. Rodriguez, the slightest of fouls. And he'll step out with the second. Now, this is a big, big passage in the game because Milan are not as effective without Rodriguez at the point. Mitalou with an offensive rebound. Modoskini with the bug eyes. Yeah, good work by Mitalou in the foul. Just couldn't convert the scoring opportunity, so Mitalou will toe to the line. So we get a break in the action here. Pana trailing by 2 to Milan in the walk-up. Michael Roll in his first season with Milan. Played last year with Maccabi Tel Aviv. And he's the adult in the room, an experienced player, heady player, makes good decisions, can knock down jump shots, looks after the basketball. And he's one of those guys who just makes a team better, just doing the little things. He's not flashy. You can see he's got 7 points to help the cause on the road. Scola with 11. He had all of those in the first quarter. Jacob Wiley with 8 points, all of them energy and effort. Stick backs, scores inside, dunks. This is a big moment in the game. We're still in the second quarter, but Rodriguez with those 2 fouls gonna have to get some pine time. So Cinciarini comes into the backcourt, the captain, with Moraschini. And they're just not gonna be as efficient on offense, Milan, without Rodriguez. Dino Mitalou rattles home the second free throw. Cinciarini flashes back to the basketball, gets the high screen from Tarzuski. Keeps his dribble alive, shot off the window, no good. Mitalou clears the boards for Pana. Decent offense by Milan. Bentel snaps a pass inside to Mitalou, and it's perfect execution by Panathinaikos as Mitalou acknowledges the pass from big to big. And a chance now for Pana really to get themselves in front. Mitsov in foul trouble, Rodriguez in foul trouble. That pass broken up. Kalaitis to Bentel. Bentel can't convert in transition. Here's Aaron White. Exchanges with Cinciarini. White was open momentarily going down the lane. They couldn't find him. Foul on Wesley Johnson, the perimeter. Contact's in the center of the chest, you know, so Aaron White draws the foul. Yeah, I think this is a good substitution. Get Michael Roll in the game, steady pair of hands. He's not really a point guard, he's an off guard, but he'll look after it for you. He'll knock down a jump shot when you're struggling for points. Make me a profit. He does! Michael Roll strings it. And when your team is struggling for offense, that's how he can help. Fredette snaps a pass to Johnson, who spots up in the corner. That's no good. And what a great box out. What a terrific box out here by Valiga. That's a grimace, I think, from Jeff Brooks. Is it Brooks on the floor? So you can see what happens. Yeah, it just bangs knees. Let's hope it's a bang. Not a twist. Looks like a delayed reaction from the pain. His right knee, as you see the miss here from Johnson. Let's hope it's not anything serious. Also hit his head on the floor. Straight to the physio for some attention. Well, the Athenian crowds, the Pana Ultras, adding to the atmosphere. He's got a bump on the knee and a bump on the head. And we've got a foul here on Paul Balia. Balia, I beg your pardon, who's trying to keep this man, Benjamin Bentel, off the backboard. So Balia gets called for the foul. Coach Messina won't mind that. He's trying to defend his backboard. Benjamin Bentel from Ghana, originally one of those 6 new signings in his first Euroleague season. It is collegiate basketball at Providence College in the United States. He converts both free throws to get Pana up by 1. Here's Roll. Roll's going to come off a screen here from Scola. Flash back to the ball. Cinciarina gets it to him. Good defense by Fredette. Scola picks and pops. Cinciarina lost it momentarily. He lost it permanently. So great defense by Pana. It looks like it's Papapetrou who's going to cause the turnover here. Good deflection by Papapetrou. And then last touch by Andrea Cinciarini. So for Milan, it's their 8th turnover. Average 15 per game. Fredette lets fly. That's his game. It's off the heel of the rim. Mitalou with the offensive rebound. Pana getting work done. It's the 6th offensive rebound for the Greens. Kalaitis hooks a pass to Bentel, who lines up a 3, and that's no good. Moraskina sets things in motion here for Milan. On his left hand. Baliga flashes back to the ball. His shot from just inside the top of the key is off the mark. Fredette with the crossover. Fredette scoops a pass to Mitalou. Mitalou spins, no good. Bentel inside, another offensive rebound for Pana. And I promise you that Coach Messina is going to be talking about rebounding in his halftime changing room talk. Good pass by Fredette. The step through here by Mitalou. And you've got to get a body on people. You know, so often players get caught ball watching. The first thing you got to do when it comes time to rebound is get a body. Never mind the ball. Stick your backside on somebody. So Bentel returns back to the line. Knocked down his 2 free throws his previous trip. Just under 2 to play, and it's the 2 fouls of Rodriguez. And Mitsov. Your story inside the story so far. Well, I just have to be steady here in this last 2 minutes. Moraskina gets the offense in motion. Roll. Scola can't get a touch. Nice pass to the wing. 3's on the way, and it's good. Amadeo Della Valle knocks down a 3. And that is a timely basket for Milan. Della Valle, a 2018 All-Euro Cup first-team selection. His 2nd season with Milan in the Euroleague. Papapetrou in the short corner. Swallowed up by black jerseys. And he travels. So great defense by Scola and Roll as they get the trap and cause the turnover. That's the voice of Messina, who's calling the offense. Pana shows some pressure up the floor. Moraskina on the left hand. You can see he wants to get rid of it. He wants to start the offense. Not really a threat to score. Gets it back. Della Valle directing traffic. Moraskina on the bounce, kicks. Della Valle steps in. It's off the mark. Offensive rebound. That's no good. Less than a minute to play now. Pana trying to make hay. for that shot's no good. Monoskina comes out of the pack. Scola wide open, right down the lane. Good ball movement by Milan. And Scola acknowledges the pass. Well, heady play here by Kalaitis. He just waited until the shot clock got under, I beg your pardon, the game clock got under the shot clock to make sure that Pana would get the last offense. Under 10 now. Kalaitis still directing traffic. With the crossover, Kalaitis step back three on the way, and count it! Opa! Nick Kalaitis with a three to net the scores at 38 each, right in the death of the first half. It just shows you how intelligent he is. A little rake back dribble, step back three is on the way. It's good. As we get some courtside interviews, your score knotted up at 38 each here in the walk-up. Well, what a dramatic finish to what has been a terrific first half of basketball here in Athens. Kalaitis, you know, he knocks down a three. As we get a chance to talk to the players first, Luis Scola.
You started the game having an advantage in the first 5 minutes, but then they were able to catch up. What changed and what can you do in the second half to get that advantage back?
Well, I don't think nothing especially changed. They pick up the level a little bit. Basketball is a game of runs. We make a run early, they make the run, and this is why we tie.
Thank you very much.
The thoughts there of Luis Scola. Basketball is a game of runs. And Jacob Wiley, speaking of running, put in plenty of energy in the opening half.
You came in the game and you brought that energy, that boost that your team needed. How can you maintain it from now on?
You just gotta have the desire to win, to play defense. I mean, that's my role on this team, is to bring energy. So if I don't do that, then I'm not helping my team.
Thank you very much.
Well, Jacob Wiley didn't miss a shot. He was perfect, 4 for 4 for his 8 points. Scola had 13, 11 of them in the opening stanza. Michael Roll knocked down 10 with Rodriguez on the bench, and Kalaitis 9, including the last 3 of the first half.
Turkish Airlines, 7 days, Adidas, Spalding, and Enios, official global sponsors in association with the Turkish Airlines Euroleague.
Well, first half highlights in this round 3 contest between the hosts Panathinaikos and the visitors Milan. It was a terrific half of basketball. Scola knocking down jump shots from the outside for a couple of his 13 points. Papagiannis getting busy inside. The young Papagiannis in a sea of black jerseys converts. Great vision here by Kalaitis. Just 2 assists. That one to Deshaun Thomas. Kalaitis with 9. Rodriguez doing his bit to help his team. Unfortunately got in some foul trouble. Picked up his second and had to sit for long stretches of the second quarter. But Michael Roll to the rescue. 10 points for the American. There's Wiley with his energy. Roll just curls around that pick. Great vision there from Kalaitis to Dino Mitalou. But, you know, Roll, just don't underestimate the contribution he made. You see some fine passing and some great spacing by Pana. Well, it's 38 each at halftime. And the battle of the boards very even, although Panathinaikos have got themselves 7 offensive rebounds, which will cause Messina to have headaches at halftime, as will those 8 turnovers by Milan. Well, fans, it's time to take a look at the action from last round's games. We start this week's roundup in Moscow, where Bayern Munich faced champions CSKA. Joe Bolomboy picked, popped, and shot, burying a 3 on his way to a career-high night of 10 points. For the visitors, Nihad Djetovic capped an 8-0 run in transition, bringing Bayern back to within a bucket as they rallied from a 14-point deficit. But the champions were too hot to handle at home. Darren Hilliard threaded the needle to Will Clyburn, who sealed a 79-68 victory for the champions. What a night in Belgrade, where newly returned Crvena Zvezda hosted Fenerbahce. In a sea of blue jerseys, Derek Brown rose highest for the hosts to give hope to the home crowd. It was a welcome return to fitness for Jan Vesely. Off a nifty feed, Czech Jet posted his first points of the season. Fener closed to within 1. But the Serbians were resolute in defense. Ognjen Dobric flashed, then flushed, as Crvena Zvezda recorded a famous victory. Željko Obradović suffered his first 0-2 start in the modern era. After their heroics in the opening round, Asvel Villarbon were at it again, this time against Panathinaikos. As ever, Nikolaitis provided Pana's creative spark, registering 7 assists in the first half alone. Georgios Papagiannis made sure of this one. Going into the fourth, captain Charles Kahudi drew the host level as he delivered his second corner three-pointer of the night. After sinking a crucial free throw, Asvel bottled up Nikolaitis to secure their second win in as many games. Upstart Asvel are living the Euroleague dream. In a repeat of the 2014 championship game, Real Madrid hosted Maccabi Tel Aviv. It was a thriller in the Spanish capital, where Othello Hunter made an early impression for his new club. Los Blancos stepped up a gear. The talismanic Sergio Yui was on target from range to maintain the pressure for the hosts. Scotty Wilbekin's impressive 22-point haul on the night was not enough. Down to the wire, it was 36-year-old J.C. Carroll who struck from deep to seal a memorable Madrid victory. Euroleague basketball made its debut in St. Petersburg, where Zenit hosted a red-hot Barcelona. With some slick passing, the Catalans established a lead in the second quarter. Kyle Kuric continued to make things hot for the visitors. A career high of 24 points for the American proved instrumental as Barcelona pulled away in the fourth to make it 2 wins in 2 games. Also in Russia, Saski Baskonia met Khimki Moscow, where Alexei Shved sent it up and Jeremy Evans sent it down. For the visitors, Toko Shengilia posted 18 points to keep his team in the hunt. This 3 made it a 1-possession game, but it wasn't enough. Player of the night, Jeremy Evans, sent the Basque boys from Baskonia packing with 17 points and 3 blocks. Evans secured back-to-back wins for Khimki. Arguably the game of the round featured Anadolu Efes versus Alba Berlin. The Germans were hot from the start. Rokas Gudraitis hit from long range to beat the shot clock buzzer. Quick ball movement put Efes ahead in the second. Tibor Pleiss enjoyed a standout game off the bench, reaching the personal plateau of 1,500 Euroleague points. All tied at the end of regulation, Euroleague saw its first overtime of the new season when Shane Larkin stepped up. Efes secured their first win of the year. In Piraeus, Olympiacos looked to get on track after a tough start to their new campaign as they hosted Valencia Basket. Nikola Milutinov registered a double-double with 17 points and 14 rebounds. The Serbian center also dished out 2 assists and threw in a steal for good measure. Finishing as strongly as they started, Olympiacos went 26 points clear to seal their precious first win. With the victory, the Reds improved their Euroleague record against Valencia to 8-1. And finally, in Milan, 2 teams fought for their first win of the year. Armani Milano hosted Žalgiris Kaunas, but the Little Red Shoes were less than hospitable. Sergio Rodriguez made the difference for Milan with a trademark performance, finishing the game with 17 points and 6 assists. 7 unanswered points from Thomas Walkup allowed Žalgiris to get back in the game with 6 minutes remaining, but Milan held firm. The Reds bested the Greens for their coveted first win. Well, that was the roundup, and now it's the top 10 plays of the round.
6 seconds left on the clock. Panathinaikos will have one more chance. Kalathis, it's Rice for 3. He's got it! Tyrese Rice occupied his space in the corner and is able to hit that fadeaway 3-pointer to end this first half.
Price going to work on the inside, kicks it back out, no-look pass, Mitsic bursts through a gap, back to Larkin, there's the ball movement again, another no-look pass, Balbai into the lane, mesmerising stuff from Anadolu Efes as they turn it on, everybody getting a touch. 5 points the lead again, less than 5 minutes to play, a big steal as well, all the way through for the Dobrich dunk. Scintillating from Savannah.
10 seconds left. JC Carroll to win it. If it goes, it's over! Canasta! Canasta! JC Carroll with the tree play!
That's a beautiful lead pass. But what a rejection from Monroe. Look at that for hustle.
Wilbekin. Great pass to Black! And Tariq Black's in the house, who in a sea of white jerseys flushes in traffic.
Matt Janney denied at the rim. Jeremy Evans blocking Iliman Diop, who went to dunk on him in return, saying, I don't think so.
Campazzo. Oh, behind the back, the Assistencia! Behind the back pass finds its mark, and Tavares with the stuff.
Tough pass, found pinned underneath. We got a breakout play. Lighty to Jean-Charles, who throws it down. Nice play, pretty play.
It is a one-possession affair here. Booker offloads, Evans crowns Iliman Diop in forceful fashion with the one hand. Oh my goodness, that's a devastating dunk. A three-point play completed.
Turkish Airlines, 7 days. Adidas, Spalding, and Enios, official global sponsors in association with the Turkish Airlines Euroleague.
Well, what a fantastic set of highlights as we're back live here in the Waka. It's honors even in this round 3 contest between Athens and Milan, 38 each. That score leveled in the death by a three-pointer from Nick Kalaitis as we bring you around the Euroleague here in round 3. Žalgiris Kaunas up at home. CSKA with that win in the Leningradka derby, 99-86 against a revamped and very talented Himki side. Baskonia trailing by 7. Fenerbahce searching for a win. DeColo with 31 points, and the game isn't over yet. As we see Maccabi, they lost that heartbreaker to Madrid last week, up 9 against Crvena Zvezda. Good to see some new teams back in the league, and it might be some reality setting in for ASVEL, who are down against Bayern Munich, as we go courtside to talk to Coach Messina.
Coach, a very close game. I think what is most important is not that they have points from offensive rebounds, but that they have 17 points from your own offensive decisions.
Yeah, but we're still there. It's not easy to play here. We made mistakes, they make mistakes. We did good things, they did good things.
But looking in the second half, what is the #1 thing you need to improve?
What you said, rebounds and turnovers.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Yeah, clear, concise analysis from Coach Messina. We got to rebound. We got to eliminate the turnovers. His team had 8 turnovers in the first half. And although they won the battle of the boards, they gave up 7 offensive rebounds. You get a look at the shot chart here for Milan. Remember, the X's are misses. The colored dots are makes. And 2 of those orange dots are from Luis Scola, right in that sweet spot at the top of the key. We'll go now to Coach Pedalakis and get his thoughts on how his team fared in the opening half.
Your team found a way to score in the open court. How you can make sure that in the second half you will create more opportunities to run the floor?
We picked it up on defense. We conceded 14 points on one-on-one situations on our defense. And on the open floor, when we had one extra player, we were not effective as we should have been.
Thank you very much.
So great analysis by both coaches. Panathinaikos can be pleased that his team are even here. 38 each as you see him plying his trade. He's in his third stint with the club. You can see the shot here for Pana. Those makes or misses from behind the arc. Look at that, just 1 of 10 from three-point land. If they shoot a little bit better, they'll have themselves in front. So you would have thought that the law of averages will help them in the second half. One thing that can't help Milan is that we've got 2 fouls on Rodriguez and 2 fouls on Mitsov. As you see, Vladimir Mitsov will start the second half. Well, if you were with us in the first half, welcome back to the walk-up. If you're just joining us from another game, a very warm welcome to you. Kalispera to any Greek speakers and buonasera to any Italians. Here's the starting 5. Kalaitis, Thomas, Papapetrou, Johnson, and Wiley for Panathinaikos. Aaron White gets called for the foul. Just a little touch here. I think the referees can let that go. But, they've been consistent, to be fair to them. They've been consistent with those hand checks. Milan come out with Rodriguez, Mitsov, Scola, White. Jeff Brooks. That shot from Kalaitis, left short. There's your 5 for Milan in the dark uniforms, Pana in the white. Well, Brooks was open on the back pick from Scola, didn't get it. Oh, Scola again wide open after he set a down pick for Mitsov. Now he's going to go to work on Jacob Wiley. Got some love from the rim. A wry smile from Scola as he runs back on defense. Pass inside to Thomas from the high-low. His first attempt, no good. Picks up the loose ball and converts at the second time of asking. Good determination there from Thomas. It was quiet in the first half. Mitsov just slides inside the arc. He turns the ball to Rodriguez. Now he's got to make something happen with the shot clock. Rodriguez. Mitsov, let's fly with a 3. Got it! Absolutely picture perfect by Vladimir Mitsov. You know, I like to call him, he's a shot hunter. He doesn't hunt the basketball, he just hunts his shot. He finds a spot on the floor at the right time to create space, receive the basketball, and he converts. Johnson along the baseline. Acrobatic shot up and good. Mitsov in space again, and that one just off the mark. Oh, great steal by Mitsov. Great anticipation. He read the pass to the post. Now, Rodriguez trying to go through the gears. Oh, Rodriguez with a crossover. Kicks to Scola in the corner. Snaps a pass to White, whose step back 10-footer is good. Oh, good spacing by Milan. Good sharing of the basketball. And there you can see 10 assists at this point of the game. You'd love to get over 20 as a team. Papapetrou. He knows that Rodriguez has those 2 fouls. Returns the ball to Kalaitis, and they'll live with that jump shot, will Milan. So Pana's shooting woes continue from behind the arc. Papapetrou with the tactical foul to slow things down. Look at that. Ever so slick by Rodriguez. It is no easy task to get by Kalaitis, I tell you. Scola powers. And Luis Scola attacks. Wesley Johnson, the dribble drive here. Just a power dribble. Gets the foul. And earns a trip to the line. Well, it's great to see Luis Scola back on the European stage. Scola in his 8th Euroleague season. 7 years with Saski Basconi, where he had over 100 games and over 2,000 points in his career. And as we mentioned, he represented his Argentina, native Argentina, in the World Cup this summer. Came in 2nd silver medal, which goes into his illustrious career. You can see Rodriguez overplaying the ball. Kalajas trying to prevent the ball going back into the hands of the point guard. And Wesley Johnson says, don't worry, Nick, I got you. Timely 3 for Pana, as they knock down just their 2nd three-point shot of the game. Johnson called for the foul, and that hooter will signal his exit. Just trying to, you can see he's trying to show Mitsov to the left. Oh, is it a 2 or a 3? Well, it looked like his foot was on the line there. His White hands off too. Yeah, officially it is a 2 in the book from Wesley Johnson. So still just a 1 3-point shot there by Milan. Scola going to work. His jump hook strikes the heel of the rim. Oh, great pass to Papapetru. Little bounce pass along the baseline. And Jonas Papapetru rises to convert. Mitsov rejects the pick. His runner no good. His tip is. Kalajas, scoop and score won't fall. And would you believe it? Jacob Wiley with another offensive rebound and a putback. Wiley with 10 points on 5 offensive rebounds. Fredette lines up a 3 in transition. Rims out! Can you believe it? Jacob Wiley again! With an offensive rebound! Jacob Wiley is a man possessed right now. Fredette's shot's gonna rim out. And Wiley with the presence of mind to stick it back up and in. Jacob Wiley is raw emotion and energy. As we've got a ball game here in Athens. Pana up a penny at the break.
The problem or not? We do it and we destroy it. We do it and we destroy it. Come on. Come on, Aaron. Jesus Christ. Get a rebound. One time.
I got it.
Let's play 2 twists from Vlado. Do you remember? Okay.
Do it.
Here. Zipper, you're here with zipper jab, okay? The ball goes to him, okay? You know what? Screen the ball. And Vlado, you screen for Aaron, and then you get the pick, okay? Let's go. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, the words there of Coach Messina, and he's right. You know, at times his team plays fabulous. They'll get a lead, and then they'll lose it. And that's been the story of this game, as Scola said before he went into the change room at halftime. You know, basketball is a game of runs. We've had some runs, they've had some runs. And never truer words were said, because this is exactly what's happening in the second half. Pana shows some pressure up the floor. Just trying to take some seconds off the shot clock. Mitsov off a screen from White. Foul here. I think it's on Fredette. And there it is. It's just a touch foul. And again, I don't think that's a foul, but you have to give the referees credit insofar as they're calling that for both sides. It's just the faintest of touches. And it doesn't unsettle the offensive player, but the referees have set their stall out to say they're not going to let that go. Tarczewski in the game for Milan. Tarczewski tries to get to the backboard, no need, because Sergio Rodriguez opens a bank account. He's played basketball all over Europe. He's got a new account here in Athens as he banks home the three. Fredette weaves. Now he's got the mismatch with Tarczewski. Wants to break down the Giant on the dribble. Gets in the lane. Count it! Jimmer Fredette celebrates with his new fans. It's just a tough matchup here for Tarczewski. Is the foul on Roll or Tarczewski? Fredette won't care as he converts on the drive. And he'll step to the line to complete his and one. It is on Michael Roll, a foul, his first, as Fredette converts the three-point play. Kalaitis really staying close to Rodriguez. This is a contest we've been looking forward to. Extra pass. Brooks steps in, and his shot rims out. And is it on Thomas? It is on Deshaun Thomas as he tries to keep Caleb Tarczewski off the backboard. Tarczewski trying to get in Coach Messina's good books. So Tarczewski will go to the line as Pana are in the penalty. Caleb Tarczewski in his third Euroleague season. He's been with Milan since 2017. The American goes 1 for 2 from the charity stripe. Tarczewski comes up with the rebound. Mitsov wants to use his length over Fredette, backs him down. Step back jump shot short. And back come Panathinaikos. Kalaitis wisely backs it out in transition. Papapetru going at Michael Roll. Roll walling up. Papapetru to Mitalo. And Tarczewski with the block. Great block by Caleb Tarczewski, who rises to the challenge thrown at him by Coach Messina. Moraschini, no good. Roll can't pick the pocket of Kalaitis from behind. Fredette trying to find space. Fredette gets in the lane and converts with the left hand. And Fredette playing with great emotion here. He'll go right at Tarczewski and use the left hand to finish. Brooks lets fly with another three and drops it. Well, Jeff Brooks with his first basket of the night. 1 for 2 from the floor. This is what Milan need. They need points coming off the bench. Oh, so smart from Fredette. It's just such a heady play. Moraschini doesn't have a case, really. He gets unbalanced. Fredette gets him up and then leans in, and he'll earn 3 free throws. Moraschini can't believe it, but it's just an intelligent play by Jimmer Fredette. Fredette's been playing in China since 2017. Great to see him here on the European stage. He's from New York originally. Played his collegiate basketball at BYU, and it's 2. So Moraschini can consider himself lucky. It's only 2 shots instead of 3. And Pana up 1 with 2 to play here in the third quarter. Moraschini is going to go at Rice. Roll. Little head fake. Oh, great pass inside. Tarczewski can't convert on the first attempt. Does on the second. Well, great ball movement by Milan. And great stick-to-itiveness by Tarczewski. Papapetru rises from the corner, no good. Here's Mitsov now with a size advantage over Rice. Mitalu provides the help defense. There's the ball reversal to Brooks. Moraschini lets fly. That's no good. And Mitalu clears the boards for Panathinaikos. Milan 10 of 17 from behind the arc. Michael Roll in the corner. Got it. Michael Roll just finds space, and he draws some applause from his coach. So Roll penetrates and kicks, and then finds a little seam to spot up. And Milan now lead by 4 as we wind down the third quarter. Good passage from the bench players from Milan. Rodriguez on the bench, Scola on the bench, and the defense of Milan caused a turnover. Now, does Messina come back with Rodriguez? Does he come back with Scola for the final possession? Yeah, there it is. So certainly Rodriguez comes in. Tarczewski goes up for the flush. Papapetru meets him at the rim. Great images. And then Tarczewski lays it up and in. Well, good substitution here from Messina as you see your score. A couple of seconds left in the third quarter as Milan try to build their lead. This gives us a chance to commend Vladimir Mitsov, who's played over 5,000 minutes in the Turkish Airlines Euroleague, a career spanning 9 seasons with 5 different clubs. It is his 192nd game, and coming into tonight's game, the Serbian had 1,913 points. So our commendations to what has been an illustrious career for Vladimir Mitsov. A worried look right there from those Greek fans, although that lady's dressed in the red and black of Milan. She might be supporting the visitors. Date night on Thursday night here in Athens. Turkish Airlines Euroleague round 3 action. And it's dates all around. Great to see fans of all ages here. The young, the old, and the not so old. Rodriguez comes back in for this last possession of the third quarter. Pana in the penalty. They cannot foul. Across the midcourt stripe is the Spanish international. Roll. Rises, Michael Roll. That's no good. It was a little bit early, but just enough so that Panathinaikos couldn't get the last shot. Michael Roll with a contested three, which doesn't roll. And here's your score at the end of three. Panathinaikos 57, Milan 61. Well, third quarter highlights this quarter. In control of the visitors, Milan, who won 23-19. Good sharing of the basketball by the Milanese. Wesley Johnson with a big three. White doing his best to pitch in for his new club. And what a great pass by Kalaitis along the baseline to a darting and streaking Jonas Papapetrou. Jacob Wiley, 12 points. He's perfect, 6 for 6 from the floor. None more athletic than that one. Should Pana go on and win this? He's got to be a candidate for man of the match. Fredette starting to produce offensively. Jimmer Fredette with 19. I beg your pardon, 9. Well, let's bring you up to date with the distribution of scoring here. So for Pana, it's Kalaitis with 9, Fredette with 9, but Jacob Wiley with 12 to lead the home side. And for the visitors, Mitsov with 10, Rodriguez with 10, Michael Roll with 13, and Luis Scola, the veteran, with 17 points. But look at that, 11 for 19 from behind the arc for Milan. That's terrific. If you can shoot above 40% of the team, you'll be pleased. By contrast, Pana struggling a bit from behind the arc. Pana, a bit, that's an understatement. They're 1 for 13. So we have the new rule this year with the jump ball. Whoever wins the jump at the opening tip will get possession to start the fourth quarter. Whoever loses the jump gets possession to start the second and the third. No more alternating possession, so any tied up balls will go back to the old school jump ball. So Milan now with a chance to extend their lead. They break the huddle from the third quarter with Roll, Tarczewski, White, Rodriguez, and Moraschini. Scola remains on the bench. Rodriguez trying to make something happen. Shot clock running down. Tough pass into Tarczewski. Tarczewski! Oh, Caleb Tarczewski trying to manufacture something. Wesley Johnson with a quizzical look. Tarczewski puts it on the deck. Yeah, that's a foul. There's no doubt about that. For Johnson, he's in trouble. That's his fourth. So a cameo appearance to start the fourth quarter from Wesley Johnson as he checks in and checks out. Tarczewski, 1 of 3 from the line. Just a 50% free throw shooter this season from the charity stripe is Tarczewski. Right now he's a 25% free throw shooter. 1 for 4. Here's your lineup now for Panathinaikos. It's Kalaitis, Wiley, Rice, Mitalu, and Papapetrou. Tough shot by Kalaitis. The one-handed push shot. Well, there's a fella across town who plays for Olympiacos named Prindices, who likes those push shots. Turnover here from Rodriguez. It's numbers for Pana. Rice pulls up in transition, and it rims out. And then Nick Kalaitis just steals it from Michael Roll. Well, Nick Kalaitis just stole the basketball from Michael Roll, who no doubt will be annoyed with himself. Foul there on Moraschini. Tough shot by Kalaitis. It's the kind of shot you make when you're playing horse. Mitalou lines up a three. That no good. The long distance woes of Pana getting worse. Mitalou inside with a good seal, and he'll convert. We just put Rodriguez on his back, and he showed his numbers. Scola steps in for Milan. Rodriguez trying to make something happen in the death of the shot clock. Gets in the lane. Step back two. I think that's partially blocked by Jacob Wiley. And we've got an issue here. Is it a shot clock violation? It is. Coach Panathinaikos calls the play. That's a good partial deflection right there by Jacob Wiley. Last touch by Mitalou, but shot clock had expired. White steps out. He hasn't been able to get in a rhythm tonight. Aaron White, just 2 points on 13 minutes. It's been a labored performance from the former Žalgiris player. Had a great season with Žalgiris last year. Well, Kalaitis has got that push shot patented. He's starting to rack up a total. Kalaitis with a baker's dozen. It's Pana lead by 2. Brooks rises in the lane. I think Wiley got a piece of that one as well. Rice on the move. Skips the pass to Papapedreou. Kicks it back out to Kalaitis. Kalaitis calls Dino Mitalou to set the screen. Kicks to the corner. Papapedreou has to stretch for it. Gets it off just in time. And can you believe it? Jacob Wiley at 1! Jacob Wiley's been a one-man wrecking crew. Well, Papapedreou just throws it at the rim, and he knows that that is Jacob Wiley's domain. And Jacob Wiley's been devastating on the backboard. This a block on one end. Oh my goodness. Coach Messina is going to see Jacob Wiley in his sleep tonight in his hotel here in Athens. Well, tonight we've got a chance to pause here and see our 7 days magic moment. Jacob Wiley with the swat. Well, he's done everything that's been asked of him, Wiley. He's been so active on both backboards. This one on the defensive as he slaps that against the glass. And perfect timing by the American, and he's been nothing short of sensational on the offensive and defensive ends.
Okay.
Well, Jacob Wiley, in his second Euroleague season, he came in at the end of last year, and he had 7 games with Gran Canaria. That was his introduction. Somebody from Pana spotted him, said, come and play here in Athens. And he has been terrific. He's a Californian originally from Long Beach. And he played his collegiate basketball at Montana. And Lewis and Clark, so the Californian going to the cold regions. He's right here at the free throw line to put on an and one. He is putting on a show tonight. So Pana lead by 5. This is their largest lead of the night. Mitsov back in the game for Milan. Mitsov finds space here on the wing. That shot no good. That offense not the best for Milan. Very static. foul here. I think it's on Papapetrou. So Jeff Brooks trying to make a hustle play for his club. And again, we have the advantage of instant replay, there's no doubt. Not a lot in that. Referees have to see it, of course, at game speed. Speaking of game speed, Jacob Wiley with another block. This one on Rodriguez. Jacob Wiley, his second block. Rodriguez with a steal. Rodriguez in the open court. Rodriguez! Oh, Dino Mitalo says don't bring that in here. Rise to Wiley! Oh, Panathinaikos! Oh, what the game we've got in store here from the Waka. End-to-end action as the Athenians find their voices and lift them to the rafters. Scola trying to make something happen for Milan. Oh, what scintillating action. It's a block by Dino Mitalo on this end. And then off to the races. The long pass ahead to Rice, who sends it up to Wiley. Mitsoff trying to find space for his jump shot. Lets that one fly, and he got it right over the outstretched hands of Jacob Wiley. Grande Mitsoff. Mitsoff off the dribble. Here's Rice. What a backcourt this is. Tyrese Rice and Kalaitis. And Wiley just a little bit out of his skill set there, maybe. That's his first missed shot of the game, would you believe it? He's 8 for 9 with 17 points. Brooks has made 1-3 already, strings it! Jeff Brooks, this will bring a timeout from Coach Panathinaikos, and what a game of runs. What a game of runs here as it seesaws back and forth. As Coach Panathinaikos takes a timeout with his team up 1 here in the Waka.
Hey, and then έχουμε μία. Wiley.
Why, Jake?
Pass again 1 point. Go pick it on.
Again.
Don't play 1-1. Hey. Yes. Now, να πάρουμε μια ανάσα.
All right, first of all, get a breather. Motion, baby. Motion.
Hey,
let's go.
if play side. Remember, attack, screen, weak side screen.
Motion ice.
Okay, he play ice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Whoever's guarding
He play normal, Wiley. Motion up, he play well, fake, no touch, sleeping.
Let's go. Hey, stop. Let's go.
Well, from the sounds of Coach Panathinaikos, look at the Pano fans. It looks like it's going to be a side screen here. Wiley might do a touch and go where he shapes his body to screen. Bang, just slips and goes to the basket. I'm not sure if it'll be Kalaitis who runs it or Rice. Look at Wiley, 17.7 offensive rebounds. He doesn't have a defensive rebound to his name. He's got 2 block shots. Here comes the side screen. Wiley's gonna dive down. Papapetrou curls back to the basketball. His 3 was a good look. Just didn't convert. Good execution by Pana, but they come away with nothing. And now Milan with a chance to get themselves in front. Under 5 to play. Roll, let's fly. Oh, Milan have been outstanding from behind the arc. 14 of 23 from behind the rainbow. And Michael Rowe with 16. Kalaitis Oh, Nick Kalaitis says what you can do, I can do too. And Kalaitis, who's not renowned for his three-point shooting, knocks that one down. Just the second three tonight for Pana. Rice trying to fight through the top of that screen. Here's Roll. Roll's been terrific tonight. Had 10 points at halftime. When did Milan come back with Rodriguez? Under 4 to play. Moraschini with the dribble drive. Messina shouts out bravo from the sideline. Moraschini, who's a role player, with a terrific basket to get his team up 1. By Kalaitis. Kalaitis just has this never say die attitude. He's got 18. Just 4 assists. Again, Roll fades on the screen now. He's got a mismatch with Mitalou. Picked up his dribble. Mitsov with a deep 3. And that's short. Well, Roll probably picked up his dribble a little too quickly against Mitalou. And this is a foul on Vladimir Mitsov. How many on Mitsov? That's his 3rd. When does Coach Messina come back with Rodriguez? 3 to play. Pana up 1 here at home. Remember, both of these teams are 1-1 coming into tonight's game. Scola on the bench for Milan. When does he come back in? Mitalou steps through the lane. Shot no good. Who touched it last? Off a Milan player last. So 14 on the shot clock. End line ball here. End line ball for Pana. Now, remember, as you see the hand there for Brooks, Milan has shown zone on end line plays. They're back into man-to-man defense. Kalaitis has made 1-3 already. Hey, make it 2! Nick Kalaitis! Just the 3rd 3 of the night for Pana. 2 for Nick Kalaitis. And he shoots just under 40% from behind three-point land. Has done this season. Mitsov on the bounce. Will it count? It'll count! Oh, Vladimir Mitsov with the scoop and score. And you can hear what the Athenian crowd think about this. There's no doubt it's a foul. Mitsov on the bounce. There's the hand check. The referees have been so consistent all night. And the teardrop falls. Speaking of falling, Kalaitis with a 3. Mitsov will step to the line. As you see Scola, I guess the question is, when does he come back into the ball game? Mitsov with a chance to finish off the three-point play. Got it. Scola, 23 minutes of play. He's got 17 points, just 2 fouls. Rice. It is a smaller lineup on the floor for Pana. Won't really have a true center. Rice's shot's no good. And Moraschini with the rebound. Rodriguez back in the game, so that answers that question. With 2 to play, Rodriguez steps back in for Milan. Mitsov, tough shot by Mitsov. Oh, he got it! Vladimir Mitsov, and look at the veteran, Luis Scola. He loves that play. Milan up 1 on the back of that 2 from Mitsov. The Athenian crowd find their hands. Here's Kalaitis between the circles. Nick Kalaitis, is he going to make another 3? That one's too strong. Rodriguez walks it up. Mid-range jump shot, too strong from Rodriguez. The offensive rebound by Brooks. Mitsov passed up an open look as he wants to take some more seconds off the clock. Rodriguez goes at Kalaitis. Rodriguez rises. No good. Offensive stick back. It won't go by Baliga. Baliga hustles. Keeps it alive. Into the hands of Mitsov. Reversal to Rodriguez. The three's on the way. And that's no good. Less than a minute to play. Pana down a point. Well, Milan certainly have had their chances. Kalaitis. Kalaitis with the runners, good! And Pana up a point. Pana in the penalty, no fouls to give away. Rodriguez. Top of the key. Finds Mitsov. Rodriguez lets fly with a three, it's on the way! In and out, Brooks with another rebound. Moraschini. Fouled by Kalaitis. And Moraschini steps to the line for pressure free throws. Would you believe this? Riccardo Moraschini has never shot a free throw in his Euroleague career, his second season in the Euroleague, and that one, oh, is good. Riccardo Moraschini knocks it up at 78 each. This for a chance to put Milan ahead. And he makes his second free throw. The only time he has shot free throws in his EuroLeague career. He previously played with Virtus Bologna. And he's got his team up by one here as we have a timeout. Unbelievable drama here. Where else but Athens? We'll see if we can have a listen inside the huddle. So Milan up one, 79-78. Kalaitis with 23 points. Mitsov with 18. How many points for Jacob Wiley? Wiley was 17. And look at these threes. Just 3 of 20 for Pana. 2 of those off the hand of Nick Kalaitis. 54% by contrast. The battle of the boards closed, but Pana up 5. Now, I think Milan have got a foul to give. I think Milan have got 3 fouls. We'll confirm that when our graphic comes back up. You can see the quarter distribution has been close throughout. You know, this game is so representative of these two clubs with their deep tradition. 6-time champions Pana, 3-time champions Milan. Now, will coach Panathinaikos, I think he's going to advance the ball to his quarter court with only 8 seconds left, and there it is. So down the bottom of your screen, Milan with 3 fouls. They have 1 to give. Fredette is in for Pana. It's Rice, Kalaitis, Fredette, Wiley, and Thomas. Milan have got Moraschini, Mitsov, Roll. I think it's Baliga and Brooks. Pana need a 2 or 3, doesn't matter, whatever they can get as quickly as they can get it. Oh, Jacob Wiley was wide open. They didn't see him. Kalaitis around the screen. Kalaitis! Kalaitis' shot is no good, and Mitsov gathers the rebound. And Milan will leave Athens with a victory. Look what it means to the players as they dig in and defend the last shot. What the game of basketball. Tremendous Turkish Airlines EuroLeague action in the Waka. Milan win this one on the road in dramatic fashion in what has been a stupendous game of basketball here. Stay with us as we wind it down. Well, the players can commend each other on what has been a sensational game of basketball. They can all hold their heads high as they walk off the court tonight. A stunning game between two teams with championship pedigrees. The Pana players disconsolate. The Milan players jubilant. It is just a sensational game of basketball. Big smiles on the Milanese as they can get on the plane tonight and enjoy the journey home. Here's your score at the end of this one. Panathinaikos 78, Milan 79 in round 3 of the Turkish Airlines Euroleague. Well, fans, we'll try to get some post-game interviews for you as we wind this one down. You picked a good one tonight, as we're going to get the thoughts first, I think, of Coach Messina. His team come out on top, and we do. We've got the thoughts of Coach Ettore Messina on tonight's win.
Coach, congratulations for your win. In a game like this that is very close, small details matter. What made the difference for your end?
Well, of course that we made some shots and we didn't turn it over. And finally, in the fourth quarter, at one point, we started getting some defensive rebounds. That was the game. They were staying in the game because of the offensive rebounding, but my players had great character and made big plays, big shots. So it's a good win, but as you know, it's I don't know, 30+ games, so it's a long way to go.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Well, tonight's Adidas Player of the Game as Coach Messina commends his team for character and guts. Vladimir Mitsov, the Player of the Game tonight. Mitsov with 18 points. He went past 5,000 minutes of play in his Turkish Airlines EuroLeague career, spanning 9 seasons with 5 different clubs. Tonight was his 192nd game of EuroLeague basketball as we chat to him courtside.
Congratulations on the win and your performance. Of course, you were able to hit some crucial shots by yourself in the last half. And how important was that for you?
Well, first of all, very important win for us. Especially everybody knows how tough it is and hard to play here. You know, I think that we started the game very well. Also, we was focusing on the team plan. We play with a little bit like. We changed the lineup, and honestly, it works. About the second half, okay, I mean, when was some moment, in the clutch moment, I scored some incredible shots, but anyway, it's a basketball team sport, so today it's me, maybe some other day somebody else, but as I said, very important win for us, especially because it's on the road.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Mitsov, right? They did change the lineup down the stretch, went with a smaller lineup. Scola stayed on the bench. And Mitsov, Moraskini, Rodriguez played the perimeter. Sometimes Roll came in as well. And Brooks and Baliga played the post positions. There's a line on Mitsov, 18 points in securing the win tonight. As we talk to the veteran, Luis Scola, and his thoughts on tonight's road win.
Congratulations on the win and your performance. Of course, in the halftime you told me basketball is mental. So what did it change in the second half, and especially in the last minutes?
Well, I honestly think nothing changed. You know, we were playing a good game. We make a couple runs. They make a couple runs. That's the way basketball is being played. It's a game of runs, and they make the run right away at the end, and you know it looked good for them. But we make a run right there, you know, right after, and we tie the game, and then it was a close game, and we can make more plays at the end of the game. It's just who makes the most plays to close the game, and we did, and we took the win. Huge win for us.
Thank you very much.
Well, the last time Luis Scola was here in a EuroLeague capacity was in 2007, right here in this gym, when he was with Baskonia. They lost to Panathinaikos in the semifinals. Tonight, he played his role in helping his team win on the road. Knocked down 11 points in the first quarter, did Scola, ultimately finishing with 17 points to help his team win. And Jacob Wiley, what a performance, what a contribution he made. 17 points for Wiley. Rodriguez did his bit to knit the scoring together. Fredette starting to step into his zone with his new club. It's just a terrific game of basketball. Papa Petru meets Tarzuski at the rim there. And we've got a lot of action left. That man there, plenty of action. Wiley, Brooks, with a timely three. And Kalaitis, you know, he was just monumental in this game, but unfortunately missed that last chance to score to win it. He should hold his head high, though. Nick Kalaitis, 23 points in what proved to be a losing effort tonight. You get a look at the shot here for Milan. A look at their distribution of scoring. Mitsov with 18, Roll with 16, Rodriguez with 10, and Scola with 17. So 4 players in double digits for the victors tonight. And they were outstanding from behind the arc. 14 of 26, 54% behind the arc. They shot better from three-point land than they did from inside at just 37%, I beg your pardon, from inside the arc. So Milan had their shooting boots on. The team known as the Little Red Shoes had their shooting shoes on tonight. Well, here are your game stats. Of course, the most important, that stat across the top, Milan 79-78. And look at that, great three-point shooting, 54% from behind the arc. They limited their turnovers. They had 8 at halftime to just 1 in the second half. Coach Messina can be pleased with the way his team came out. Here's scores from around the EuroLeague tonight. Of course, ours 79-78. What a game of basketball. So Milan can look forward to next week when they host Fenerbahce. And as for Panathinaikos, next week are at the Zenit St. Petersburg. From me, Liam Canny, it is Kelly Nikta from Athens. Join us tomorrow for continuing coverage in the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague as we leave you with the standings here in the 2019-2020 20th anniversary of the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague.
Turkish Airlines EuroLeague in association with